Have you ever thought about writing a children's book but just didn't know where to even begin? Well, what if I told you there's a way to tap into a massive multi-billion-dollar market on Amazon, and all it takes is a single click? Today, we are diving deep into a tool that claims to do exactly that. It's called the Kids Learning Architect.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about the sheer scale of this. That number on your screen? $12 billion. That's the projected size of the global children's book market by 2027. And no, that's not a typo. This isn't some tiny niche market, it's a gigantic evergreen industry. Why? Because parents and teachers are always looking for new books for their kids.
So, the opportunity is absolutely huge. And we're not just talking about the big traditional publishing companies. Nope. We're talking about a digital gold rush that's happening right now on platforms like Amazon KDP, where pretty much anyone can become a publisher. But hang on. If it's that easy, why isn't everybody rich?
Because this is the goal. This right here is what success actually looks like. It's not just a cute picture. It's a whole world, you know? With a consistent character, a sweet story, and, this is key, an educational lesson woven in. This is the kind of quality that gets those 5-star reviews. The problem? Actually getting to this point is way, way harder than it looks.
And that leads us to what our source material calls the Frankenstein problem. Get this. It claims that a staggering 95% of people who try to make kids' books with AI just fail. They give up. Despite this massive opportunity, the huge majority just can't make it work. So what on earth is going wrong?
Well, the reasons for failure are actually pretty predictable. A lot of creators use these messy, random prompts and hope for the best. They burn hours, sometimes days, just trying to format the book for Amazon's system. But the two biggest killers? The first is inconsistent artwork, and the second, which is even more important, is creating a book with absolutely zero educational value. It might look pretty, but it doesn't actually teach anything. This slide really nails the biggest visual problem. The source calls it inconsistent Frankenstein artwork. Just imagine for a second, you're reading a book to a kid, and the main character, maybe it's this little fox, looks a little bit different on every single page. The style shifts, the colors are off, it just shatters the illusion. It looks cheap and unprofessional. And trust me, kids notice this stuff, and their parents definitely do. And the result of all that effort, it's heartbreakingly predictable. The book launches to the sound of crickets. No sales, no good reviews. And eventually, the creator just gets totally discouraged and quits, thinking the market's too crowded or that they just weren't good enough.
But here's the twist. What if the problem isn't the creator at all? What if it's the tool they're using? This is where the source we're looking at introduces a totally new idea. It's not just another AI image maker. It's something it calls a pedagogy engine. And it's a completely different way of thinking about how to create content for kids.
And here it is. The tool is called Kids Learning Architect, and its entire reason for existing is to solve every single one of those problems we just talked about. The whole idea is to move creators away from random luck and toward a structured, reliable system.
So, what in the world is a pedagogy engine? Well, pedagogy is just a fancy word for the method and practice of teaching. So the big idea here is that this system claims to have all that educational logic baked right into its code. It's designed to think like a teacher, automatically structuring stories and ideas in a way that actually helps kids learn.
And here's the big promise. It's all about accessibility. The system is supposed to do all the heavy lifting for you. That means you don't need a teaching degree, you don't need to be a professional writer, you don't need design skills or any technical experience. The whole point is to level the playing field for everybody.
This brings us to the core belief behind this whole tool: architecture over accident. It's about stopping the guesswork. It's about replacing those random, hope-for-the-best AI prompts with a deliberate, structured system that's designed from the ground up to produce a finished, polished book every single time.
And the process they describe sounds almost ridiculously simple. It's just 3 steps. 1, you type in a simple topic, something like frog life cycle. 2, you click the generate button. And 3, the system gives you a complete 10 to 15-page book with the whole story written out and all the illustrations ready to go. They claim this takes minutes, not weeks.
And hey, remember that Frankenstein artwork problem? Well, the proposed solution is something they call a visual style lock. Just look at the B on the left and the B on the right. It's the same character, same art style, same feeling. This feature is designed to make sure that from the first page to the last, your book looks consistent and professional. No more Frankenstein's monster.
This quote right here, this is the secret sauce. It really gets to the core of the whole strategy. Yeah, beautiful art is nice, but what really makes a parent click buy on an educational book, it's the outcome. They're thinking, what is my child going to learn from this? This system is built from the ground up to answer that exact question.
So, you see, it all comes back to this one simple idea. Stop rolling the dice with generic AI tools and just hoping you get lucky. Instead, use a purpose-built architecture that's specifically designed for one thing, creating a sellable educational children's book. That's the entire pitch in a nutshell.
And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating and kind of huge final question. Tools like this are completely changing the game. I mean, if a complete, illustrated, educationally sound story can be generated with a single click, what does it even mean to be an author anymore? Is it the person with the initial idea, the one who edits the final product? It's a question we're all going to be wrestling with as this tech gets more and more powerful.